nominate Honorable Tajudeen Abbas.
I so second.
I rise to humbly accept the nomination.
Is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
You're on to House Tickets, a weekly program on the workings of the House of Representatives. I am your regular anchor, Dihelia Mamza. Revelations from the activities of the House Ad-hoc Cttee, set up to investigate Federal MDAs on mismanagement of personnel recruitment, employment racketeering and gross mismanagement of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS, have continued to generate reactions across the country. Last week, when the hearings continued, the committee listened to employees who paid for jobs, the Federal Commissioner from Nasarawa, the Registrar of JAMB, amongst other persons who came to testify before it. Details of the sitting form a major part of our program this week. Also in the program, we have a report from the Office of the Speaker, Representative Tajudeen Abbas, where he received a delegation from South Korea. This, alongside other reports, complete this episode of House Ticket. Let's take a break here and return with the full package of the program. Please, don't go away.
I want to assure you today that I shall be just and fair to every one of you, irrespective of perceived differences.
Welcome back. Let us begin from the committee rooms with the ongoing investigation of the Ad-hoc Cttee set to investigate Federal MDAs on mismanagement of personnel recruitment, employment racketeering and gross mismanagement of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS. The committee sat for 4 days in the last 1 week, engaging various stakeholders to furnish the committee with necessary information. Let's have details of their engagement in our first report on the program. Keep watching.
We'll get the fact. Nobody will drag this committee into any politics.
In its resumed hearing, the chairman of the committee, Representative Adamu Yusuf Gagdi, said the committee obtained the bank statements of Haruna Kolo and flagged some names that made transfers. One Badamasi Jalo was seen to have made several transactions to Haruna Kolo.
Badamasi Jalo was invited because we have his statement of account in respect to recruitment, racketeering, and selling of slots. When this guy appeared here, Haruna Kolo first, in his statement of account, we've seen transactions regarding to employment that linked to Yusha Ugambo, a driver to Taraba State Commissioner. Again, the name of Badamasi A. Jalo features prominently, including some traces of financial transactions that has to do with some candidates that got recruitment through the process of racketeering. And so we asked Badamasi to be here. He was in Taraba, but he is here today.
He said 4 people where they...
Badamasi Jalo, while testifying to the committee, said he paid 1.2 million naira into Haruna Kolo's account and was offered employment with the Federal Character Commission and was subsequently enrolled on the IPPIS and has been receiving salary. He informed the committee that Kolo urged him to get other job seekers who can afford to pay for the slots, and he got about 10 persons that paid through him and were later recruited at the Nigeria Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research.
The people that I brought, Mariam Dauda from Meduguri, Jamilu Yusuf from Adama, Hassan Usman from Bauchi, Mahmoud Ibrahim from Kano, Nafisat Abubakar, Ali Muhammad Yaro from Meduguri, Yusuf Samson from Yobe, Benjamin Saka from Benue, Zanura from Taraba, Mukhtar Lawan from Kano, Umaru Haruna Suleiman from Kano. And this is the letter of the invitation. That's my evidence for the National Institute of Marine and Oceanography. This is my IPPIS leave. This is my appointment letter that I bought through Shogombo. This is some receipts that I paid through Kolo and the show. Some, not also. This is the evidence of the Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. That's the two evidences.
To the Federal Character Commission.
Others who paid for employment also testified before the committee.
One Abdullahi Ibrahim, who collected money from a lot of people in Nasarawa State in the guise of giving them jobs. Most of us, the Abdullahi Azara, I think you called, was the person that we wrote against. And both of these people that you called, I linked them to Abdullahi being from my hometown, Azara. So, unfortunately, the boy was a scam, and we found and got him arrested at a point in time. But when he was arrested, the commissioner of FCC, Nasarawa State, made a post, which I copied to you. I think it's on your table. There's a letter. They went to the police station and denied that he was not working with the commissioner. And I provided pictures that are also on your table of that same person, Abdullahi Ibrahim Adara, with the chairman. And on several occasions, they have been together. We have seen them. We have a lot of pictures. And I am sure that with his phone number and account number, they can be traced, linked directly to the commissioner.
Representative Adamu Gagdi stressed the need for the desk officer of the IPPIS as well as Office of the Head of Service to appear again before the committee to complete the investigation concerning IPPIS.
If Kolo is finding it very convenient to just go to IPPIS in the night, in the morning with 1 person, 10 person, 4 person, and they capture without any authorized letter in his hand, I think understanding of Kolo should be beyond federal character. It should be extended to IPPIS, and they need to answer a lot of questions before this committee.
In his ruling, Chairman of the committee said the Nasarawa State Commissioner alongside other commissioners must appear before the committee the next day because of the allegations.
With these specific narrations on behalf of the two of you regarding to Abdullahi, whom you have said that you have been buying slot through him, and he has scammed a lot of you, and the pictorial evidence of his activities with some of the commissioners, more than 10, 15 pictures. We will just do this as a last. Anybody that have anything in federal character again, we are going to consider it during closed door. We may not have time. Otherwise, our investigation on other agencies will be affected. But since you have equally made this public here, there is need for us to invite Abdullahi Ibrahim, whom we have evidences of transfer to his bank, and we have pictures of his activities and the commissioners of the federal character. Over almost 300 staff, almost 42 drivers, without advertisement.
In a related development, the committee also frowned at the Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Ishak Oloyede, for recruiting over 300 staff and 42 drivers without advertising.
If you know that there is time constraint, restriction in particular, for you to achieve something, you start before that time. And if JAMB can conduct exams to millions of candidates and get it right, what makes you think advertising this thing wouldn't have been better? You will be able to, you have the capacity to screen the people that apply to get better hands to do those jobs.
If we were to advertise for the 300, we wouldn't even be able to meet what we needed them for. If you, I call your attention to the letter we wrote to the agencies. That was the period that we had about 12, 13 centers coming on board, and we needed to man them. So what we did was to say, look, And where we needed maybe 10, 15 in each of those centers. And specifically those who will manage the centers for us. We felt that even if we were to advertise, that would be 6 weeks. By the time we finish the 6 weeks of advertisement, the exam itself will have gone. It's time-bound.
The chairman lamented on how waivers were being abused, denying qualified Nigerians a fair opportunity at getting jobs.
If you need a staff of 86 and 90, 156, apply for 176. At once, advertise, give opportunity to Nigerians who does not know anybody to apply in JAMB that we saw your advertisement, and that will equally give you the opportunity of choosing qualified candidate.
One of the persons that spoke made allegations to the extent that...
Appearing before the committee on Tuesday, 15th August 2023, was the Nasarawa State Commissioner of the FCC, Barrister Maman Alakai. He denied receiving bribe to secure employment for job seekers. In defense before the committee, he said he knew the Abdullahi Ibrahim in question personally, but he was never his personal assistant.
Yes, I know Abdullahi. But Abdullahi has never worked in federal character. He was never my PA. The story is that Abdullahi is from a place called Azara. And his guardian brought him to me, asking me to assist him to get employment. And I asked him where is his CV. He brought his sessional examination result of Polytechnic. And I said, no, go and finish your diploma. Don't start with secondary school, you can't grow. And that was my advice. And that was the first time he came to me. And before he left, with his guardian, together with the guardian, he took pictures with me. He was excited. On 2 different occasions, he came again that his guardian said he should come and greet me in the office. Each time I go for oversight functions in Lafayette. Each time he comes, he tries to take pictures with me. On one other occasion, he came to my office in Abuja here and greeted me. This is the much I can tell about Abdullahi Ibrahim.
Chairman of the committee, Representative Adamu Yusuf Gagdi, frowned by the non-appearance of the employee Musa Ibrahim, who made the allegations on Monday.
The people that allege your involvement in even employment racketeering are not even here. So if they are factual, if they are not acting anybody's script, I expect them to be here with you, because our resolve yesterday was they should come with you.
Even though the controversial Kolo did not appear as directed at the last sitting, the committee made reference to Kolo in connection with further investigations as highlighted earlier.
Thank you very much. You may take your leave, please.
You're still watching House Tickets. So far on the program, we have brought you details from the investigative hearing being carried out by the House Ad-hoc Committee in its bid to unravel issues around Federal MDAs on mismanagement of personnel recruitment, employment racketeering and gross mismanagement of the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS. After Tuesday's sitting, the committee concluded that it will henceforth take submissions from the Federal Character Commission behind closed doors so as not to derail its focus. Its attention is focused now on taking submissions from the other MDAs as it gets to the bottom of mismanagement in personnel recruitment. House Ticket therefore continues with more details from its sitting on Wednesday 16th and Thursday 17th August 2023. Keep watching.
Other agencies that appeared before the committee on the same day to give accounts of recruitments in their agencies include Corporate Affairs Commission, National Universities Commission, and Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, among others. Following this, the committee has accused some officials of the Integrated Personnel Payroll and Information System, IPPIS, of extortion, over their alleged refusal to capture workers duly employed in government's payroll. Chairman of the committee, Representative Adamu Yusuf Gagdi, made this known on Wednesday, the 16th of August 2023, at the continuation of the investigative hearing, when the Director General of the Directorate of Technical Cooperation in Africa, DTCA, Rabiu Dagari, accused an IPPIS desk officer for failing to capture some DTCA staff into the payroll.
They wrote letter to you, had him to IPPIS. We are not asking you because you are here to take note and report back to the director in the IPPIS. For you to capture the people that follow due process in recruitment, but you refuse. But there are allegations that you go to agency, ask for money before you recruit. You capture people that you want to capture. The ones that are legitimately employed, you will not capture them. Even if an agency writes to IPPIS, for you to capture people that are recruited by them, it means it is legitimate. Otherwise, the head of the agency will have no cause to write to you. So is it that IPPIS capture people that equally give them money to their bank account, or what? We are expatiating this so that when we are engaging IPPIS, you shouldn't think that we are going to joke. Hydrological Service Agency.
Respected guests, members of the press.
The committee has threatened to recommend sanctions to the executive arm of government on erring MDAs for breaking the constitutional federal character provision in their recruitment and staff placement. Chairman of the committee, Representative Yusuf Gagdi, issued the threat during the committee sitting on Thursday, the 17th of August 2023. He said that many government agencies queried had grossly flouted the provision of the law on the inclusion of persons from all the 6 geopolitical zones in employment.
Federal character is a constitutional requirement. It is not just a circular from the office of the head of service or from the office of the secretary to the government of the federation. It is a requirement, it's a provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for agencies to adhere to federal character. And we know the repercussion of insulting the provision of federal character.
The committee had questioned the Director General of the Nigerian Institute for Trypanosomiasis and Onchocerciasis Research, Nat'l, Dr. Joseph Ajakaye, and the Registrar, Nigerian Council for Food Science and Technology, Mrs. Veronica Eze, on their agency's imbalanced staff recruitment.
Upon assumption of office, one of the questions I was asked was, I was appointed on the 22nd of July, 2022. So I'm just barely a year, maybe some few weeks now. One of the things that I promised is that we would adhere and work by due process, by the grace of God. And we've started looking at that. I've worked with not only my Director of Human Resources, but I've been carrying along my management.
Present to you.
Also in her presentation, the Registrar, Nigerian Council for Food Science and Technology, Mrs. Veronica Eze, said that the agency only recruited 65 persons in 2022, adding that the agency was created in 2019.
We have head of service waiver granted on 10th of March, and then that of Federal Character Commission for revalidation waiver for advertisement granted on the 16th of March. The waiver was based on the few numbers of staff to be recruited.
How do we interrogate?
The chairman, as well as some members of the committee, made some observations.
I cannot sit down here as a Nigerian citizen. I speak all the languages, the major languages in this country. I am a thoroughbred Nigerian. There are an agency that draw funds from taxpayers' money. And ma'am, you sit down, you sit over this agency, and you are happy that you don't have a Nigerian community in your establishment. And just 2 zones are sitting in a place and manning an agency that we all contribute all our taxes to feed. Mr. Chairman, we should take this matter very serious.
If a proper submission is given to us with the personal cost, with the state of origin and local government of those personnel. That will give us more ideas of validating the status of the recruitment done in that agency. You cannot start a new agency with an unbalanced recruitment. So we will look into that. So give us before Friday and appear by 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, NETI, is to reappear before the committee on Tuesday, the 22nd of August 2023, with complete document for further scrutiny by the committee.
And let's reappear on Tuesday. Thank you.
Many thanks for staying tuned to the program House Tickets as we bring you up to speed on the activities of our elected representatives in the Green Chamber of the National Assembly. We now go over to the office of the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, where he received a delegation from South Korean Embassy to Nigeria and the 21st National Assembly of the Republic of South Korea on Tuesday, 15th August 2023. Speaking during the visit, the Speaker called for more trade and technological relationships between Nigeria and the Republic of South Korea, particularly in the area of more investment by the Asian country in Nigeria's energy and mining sectors.
I also want to further call for the increase in the promotion of business opportunities, including organizing trade fairs and exhibitions, and encourage Korean companies to further invest in Nigeria's mining sector, renewable energy, steel, and petroleum industry.
He noted that the focus of the Nigerian government and the 10th House was to strengthen the economic ties between Nigeria and South Korea to achieve the fourth industrial revolution in technology development and transfer. Speaking earlier on behalf of the delegation, Honorable Han Seung thanked the Speaker for welcoming them with open arms. He congratulated Nigeria on the successful inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, adding that the purpose of the courtesy visit was to seek for Nigeria's support for South Korea's bid to successfully host the World Expo in Korea.
우리 대한민국도 여러분들에게 더 큰 보답을 해드리도록 하겠습니다.
At the end of November, there will be a BIE final vote to finally select the venue for 2030 World Expo. So, Honorable Speaker and Honorable members of the House of Representatives, I cordially ask for your support for the Korea's attempt. So, then if you help us, then we will also help you.
The Speaker, Representative Tajudeen Abbas, assured the Korean delegation of Nigeria's support for the Asian country's World Expo hosting bid. In another development, the Speaker of the House, Representative Tajudeen Abbas, has announced the appointment of some lawmakers to fill up the vacant positions following the nomination of some members of the 10th House of Representatives as honorable ministers by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The lawmakers are Representative Mahmoud Abdullahi, Chairman House Committee on Army, Representative Pascal Agbodike, Chairman House Committee on Hydrological Services, Representative Dennis Idahosa, Chairman House Committee on Healthcare Services, Representative Emmanuel Upong Udo, Chairman House Committee on Electronic and Digital Banking, and Representative Bukar Talba, Chairman House Committee on Institutional Reforms. The appointment, he said, shall take immediate effect, while the legislative records will be updated upon resumption of the House from recess. Let us meet again on House Tickets as we continue to educate you on the workings of the legislative arm of government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Many thanks for being a part of the program. Remember to stay safe always. Bye-bye.